Hello everyone, welcome to the 10 minute miracle series part number 7. In this video we are going to dive into unit number 39 of the INIFS. I know you are short on time. So this is a part of our 10 minute miracle series. We are going to break down the key concept and then test your knowledge with some must known MCQs to help you ace your exam. Stick around till the end for a special tip that will boost your exam preparation. So now, without wasting our time, let's start with unit number 39. In the 10 minutes, I will help you revise the key concepts and also do some MCQs. The topic is lease finance and hire purchase. Let's directly jump into the topic. Let's dive into the topic. That is, what is lease finance and what is this hire purchase? These are two different topics which we will cover. So now, first thing first, whenever company need to buy equipment or asset for their business, they have four main options. They can use equity, right, their own money. They can borrow debt, they can borrow the money, that is called debt, or they can lease or hire the equipment. So today we are focusing on leasing. What is leasing? See, leasing is like renting something. You don't own the asset, but you get to use it by paying a lease fee, right? The person or the company who own it is called lessor, and he remains the owner, while you, the lessee, just use it. Leasing in India began in 1973 with the first company called First Co of India Limited. The leasing business really grew in 1980, especially when the big bank like ICICI joins in. This sparked a lot of new leasing company in the market. Now, big names like First Leasing Co. and 20th Century Finance became popular, and their success brought even more players into the leasing game. Now, let's see the leasing evolution. International group like IFC opened joint venture to promote leasing in India. As the government introduced a stricter rule on investment, companies start seeing leasing as a better option. Leasing growth in India followed the capital market trend. Companies that focus only on leasing did better than companies that a little bit of everything. In the 1990s, a big bank like SBI and BOI, right, just move to here. Yeah, you can see in 1994 big bank like SBI and BOI jumped into leasing. After the economy opened up in 1991, foreign company like GE Capital also started investing. If we talk about the type of leasing, the first is called finance leasing. So it is like committing to use the asset for most of its life. The person using the asset, that is called lessee, takes care of maintenance and pays for both the cost as well as some interest. When the lease is over, the asset might be returned. Asset might be returned after the lease is period. That is, when lease is over, asset might be returned. This is about the finance lease. If we talk about the operating lease, so it is short term. You don't use the asset for its whole life. Like in the finance lease, you use the asset for most of the life, right? And in the operating lease, you don't use the asset for its whole life. The owner, that is lessor, handles the maintenance, and the asset can be leased out to the different people. Now, this is common for things like computers and windmill. So that is the evolution of the leasing in India in nutshell. Now, let's so this is a topic. Okay, one committee I am telling you. The committee name is GS Dahotri Committee. It recommends that RBI to issue leasing guidelines, and leasing growth supported by bank and institutional funding. Already we have discussed. Now, a financial lease versus operating lease. What is the difference? Very, very important. So finance lease, first of all, duration. So the finance lease is for the full life of the asset, as we already know, and operating lease is for shorter period. Revocation. Finance lease, you can't cancel a finance lease, but you can cancel an operating lease. Maintenance. So the in a finance lease, person using the asset, that is the lessee, handle the maintenance, while in operating lease, the person giving the asset, that is less owner take care of it. Now, obsolescence. So in the finance lease, the lessee takes on the risk of the asset become outdated. In operating lease, the lessor carry the risk. Purchase option. At the end of finance lease, you can buy the asset. In the operating lease, you don't have this option. Type of lease arrangement. So one is called closed-end lease. After the lease period ends, the asset goes back to the owner. Open-ended. The lessee has the option to purchase the asset. Upfront lease means the lessee pay lower rent at first, but the cost goes up later. Percentage lease. So it means what? Along with a fixed rent, the lessee also pay a fixed percentage of their revenue from the previous year. Then there is something called cross-border lease. So So the lessor and the lessee are from different country. If we talk about types of lease financing, so first is called direct lease. So direct lease means what? The lessor buy the asset and then leases it to the lessee. Then leverage lease. Leverage lease means that the lessor borrow money to buy the asset and the rent paid by lessee is used to repay the loan. And there is something called sales and lease back. The lessee sells their own asset to the lessor and then leases it back. This is a great way for business to raise fund while still using their asset. Now let's talk about the advantage. Already we have discussed leverage and still back. Advantage of lease finance. See, the lessor, so why is lease finance so popular, right? So see, the lessor enjoy regular income from the lease payment. The next thing is lease financing is highly profitable for the lessor. Next thing is it helps business by giving them access to asset they need which support growth. Plus there are tax benefit for the lessee, right? Now let's talk about the impact of leasing on the financial ratios in the next slide. See, in this video we'll quickly go over how leasing impact financial ratio in the legal aspect. When a company leases an asset, it does not show up there up on their balance sheet or as an asset and liability. It's like it is invisible. Instead, the lease payment are recorded as an expense. So the company debt equity ratio remain the same because why it remain the same? Because the leasing don't count as a borrowing, right? Leasing don't count as a borrowing. Next topic is legal aspect of leasing. So according to the Transfer of Property Act, a lease means you are using an asset in return for rent but you don't own it. The next thing is Indian Accounting Standard 19 also define leasing as a simply having the right to use the asset for payment without owning it or exchange for payment. A lease is not a sale. You just have the right to use the goods. Here is an important part. GST, that is Government and Goods and Services Tax, applies to the lease payment because it is treated as sales under tax law. Now Indian Contract Act govern the lease agreement and making sure both parties stick to the terms. For equipment lease, it is considered a bailment contract where lessor is the bailer and the lessee is the bailee. Now both the lessor and lessee have a certain duties. The lessor has to deliver the asset, give permission to use it, and ensure that lessee has a peaceful possession of the asset. The lessee must pay rent, maintain the asset, and return it once the lease ends. So these are the duties of the lessor and lessee. Now if we talk about regulatory aspect of lending, there are some important regulatory rules. So bank need approval from the RBI to conduct leasing through their subsidiary. The leasing subsidiary of a bank can only focus on leasing, no direct lending. Bank have to report their leasing activity to RBI. Bank need to follow prudential guidelines that they should only lease at selected branch, treat it as loan and stick to limits on how much they can lease. Equipment leasing by bank must not exceed 10% of their total loan. Bank also need to avoid asset liability management, and bank must ensure that they account for full depreciation within the lease period. If we talk about the hire purchase, let's talk about this point, hire purchase. See, there also something called hire purchase, which is another way to acquire asset. With hire purchase, you pay for the asset in installment, which is instead of buying it upfront. And once the installment are paid, the person making the payment can choose to purchase the asset. Ownership only transfer after the final payment is made. Now let's discuss more about this hire purchase, acquire asset by installment. So what is it all about? So hire purchase allow you to acquire goods by paying installment instead of one big payment. But there is a catch. If you can't keep up with the payment, the seller has a right to reclaim it. Right? If you no longer want the asset, you can return it and stop making payment. The installment you pay are treated as hire charge. So whatever installment you pay, they are treated as hire charge, right? And not ownership payment. Typically, you start with down payment of 20 to 25% of the total price, and the rest is paid in EMI. The contract can also be terminated by giving a notice if the either party want to end it. Now if we talk about the evaluation of hire purchase in India, so if it actually come from British system and has been in India for nearly 100 years. The first company offering hire purchase in India was Commercial Credit Corporation and Motor and General Finance. Now, the hire purchase developed in two areas. First is consumer durable and second is automobile. Consumer durable like home appliance, automobile like car and commercial vehicle. For consumer durable, dealers of big brand like Singer for sewing machine and Murphy for radios promoted hire purchase. Right. And the next point is for commercial vehicle, hire purchase become very popular, held by finance company and vehicle dealer. Early reposition and the value of the asset drove the fast growth of the hire purchase in India. Now, if we talk about the legal aspect of hire purchase, so legally, a legal hire purchase is considered a bailment contract, not a sale. This means you are just renting the asset until you pay it off. Now, it is governed by Hire Purchase Act 1972, the Indian Contract Act 1872 covers the bailment part of the agreement, and the Sales of Goods Act 1930 applies to the sales aspect when ownership transfer. So hopefully it is clear now, something about hiring. Now who are the parties involved in the hire purchase contract? So you can see the hirer duty. You can also see the duties of duties of the hire vendor, clearly written here. So hire vendor, deliver goods on time, ensure goods match description, have a legal title to the goods, provide transaction info and payment reminder, ensure goods are free from encumbrance. Hirer means, hirer duties is to be present upon receiving goods, use property with due diligence, return goods in the same condition if agreement end, pay installment punctually, do not act against honor hirer. Now which of the following, let's do some MCQs based on whatever topic we have discussed. Now which of the following statement best describe the evolution of leasing in India? So first option says that the leasing in India started in 1980 with the entry of ICICI, and the industry grew rapidly due to the success of the first leasing co and 20th century finance. So I think here 1980 is important. So this question option is says that leasing in India started in 1980. This is wrong. Actually it was first started in 1973. Option B is correct. Now list question is which of the following correctly distinguish between finance and operating lease along with different type of lease finance arrangement. So already I have told you that lease finance are for full or finance lease are for full or nearly full or asset life, right? So option is clearly correct, that finance lease for a full or nearly full asset life, while the lease maintaining the asset. So remember, finance lease is for full or near asset full payment, with the lessee maintaining the asset and covering both cost and interest, while operating lease are for shorter term, where the lessor responsible for maintenance and multiple lessee potentially use the asset. Option A is the correct. Now, which of the following statement accurately reflect the key feature of lease financing, its impact on financial ratio and the legal aspect in India? So tell me, what is the key feature? So option regarding this question, lease financing. So the correct answer is option number B. What is option number B says? Option B says that in the sales and leaseback arrangement, the lessee sells an asset to the lessor and leases it back to the financial support. So leasing does not affect the debt equity ratio, since the leased asset or liability are off the balance sheet. Which of the following statement accurately describe the regulatory aspect of leasing and the legal aspect of hire purchasing in India? So option B is correct. Bank require RBI approval to conduct leasing either through subsidiary or department, and subsidiary should focus on leasing. Hire purchase allow hirer to acquire asset via installment with ownership transfer only after final payment. It is governed by Hire Purchase Act. So friends, that's all for this particular session. If you really enjoy the session, please hit the like button, and if you want me to continue this particular session like this 10-minute miracle series, please write yes in the comment section. And if you want PDF of this session, you can enroll in our capsule course program. The detail regarding the capsule course program is available in